Welcome back. I continue my attempt at solving puzzles. Check. Guarded by the bishop. King has to move. I then move the rook somewhere else to say check again. Yeah, this one looks like I have a free move here with this rook. I can do all kinds of stuff with it because wherever I go, I mean, not here or here because the king could capture it, but anywhere else discovers this check. So my question then is, if I come here, say to attack the rook, well then the king just comes back to protect the rook, right? You know what? I'm thinking I should pull it back here because it will continue to guard this square and that will force the king over and then, yeah. Okay. And then that's checkmate, right? Okay. I think I've seen that one before or something like very similar to that. And that is one of the things I'm learning from the puzzles is these pattern recognitions. When you see the same thing that you've seen before, I see a check here that's protected. It looks like though, because I mean my queen cuts off this rank, but the king could just go left and right, no? So that I don't know what the follow-up move would be. Especially if it goes this way, right? If I say check and the king goes that way, I mean I have a hanging pawn, but sorry, this arrow is incorrect. Check. King goes there. What follow-up do I have other than capturing this pawn? Oh, I guess capturing that pawn threatens this pawn. Let's see. Okay. Because I can't, like, safely come over here to any of these squares. The king guards those two. The queen guards this one. The queen is guarding the rook. But yeah, if I take this pawn, then I'm threatening checkmate. So I assume my opponent will then do something to stop that. But I don't know what. So I don't know if that's the best move or not. I do wonder about this, which threatens the queen, but then it just moves somewhere. This also threatens the queen and gives it fewer places to move. I'm just going to take this pawn and see. That's probably wrong. Oh, it was. Okay, what was it? I got the first move right. The second move was to do something with my rook. Was it this? And then the queen goes there. But shouldn't I then just say check? No, the queen would capture it. Should capture the queen and then say check. Okay, we're still going. Oh, the other rook. Okay, that was far more steps than I'm accustomed to in these puzzles. Far more. Sorry, I have somebody waiting to play me in a daily game, but I'm not really interested in hurrying because they've been, shall we say, not so nice in the chat. So let's see. Let's see, I can capture the rook, but then they capture my rook. And then they get my bishop. I mean, I get their bishop. Okay. Actually, if I capture this rook, they can capture back, and my rook is still hanging. There's also the intermediate move, check, but I think that just loses a bishop because there's no follow-up. This bishop is currently protected. Let's see. What if I capture here first? Capture, but then they would capture, and I would capture, and they would capture. So we would each lose a rook and a bishop. That's not it. If I capture here, and they capture here, we each lose a rook, and then they lose a bishop, and then I lose a bishop, and they lose a bishop, but they couldn't recapture because I'll have a rook down here, so I think I would be a bishop up in that circumstance. Right? Oh, well, they went there first, so now I just capture that bishop. Okay, either way, I turned out a bishop up on that several exchanges. Okay, so I'm not completely misunderstanding the puzzles. This one, let's see, my queen is in danger, but so is theirs. However, I can go here. And the cool thing about that is that this is check from the knight and from the queen. So capturing either piece will not stop check. And then I've seen this before. That's a check guarded by the knight, so they have to do this, and then this is checkmate. Okay. Threatening my queen. However, I do have a check here. Yeah, I have pieces hanging all over the board, looks like, because my bishop's about to go too. However, I think the only thing they can do about this check is they have to block it, because the king can't move, right? My bishop guards these squares. So the only solution, if I say check here, obviously not down here because their queen guards that square, but if I say check here, their queen has to block. I believe that's forced. Then, looks like I am down on material by one minor piece and a rook. So trading the queens is not the right idea there, is it? Surely not. But then what? So there has to be a follow-up. And my knight can't get close enough to check. But that's got to be it. That's the only thing. If I do not say check here, I'm going to lose my bishop. If I don't move my queen, I'm going to lose my queen. I can't endanger their queen in any way that also protects the bishop. For example, moving one of these pawns forward to threaten the queen just loses my bishop. And my queen is still hanging. So I'm going to say check has got to be it, and I believe that's my only check. Okay, and they did what I thought they had to. But now, okay, I have this check now, and they can't block because of the bishop. Except for this, yeah. Okay, that one was a little harder than I thought it would be, but I got it, and it looks like I have time for one more puzzle. before this video gets too long. Oh, I have lots of pawns in really weird positions. I'm down a piece, but I do have a couple of checks. There's this check. I'm not looking at this one because the king just goes there and threatens my rook, and I can't get the other one to this file. But currently, this rook is guarding this file. These pawns are guarding these squares. And so this check, which is on a protected square, would then guard this entire file, forcing the king there. That's got to be it. I don't have anything else. Okay, that was the only move. Now I have a follow-up check, again leaving the king only one move. But oh, and then is it the pawn? Well, no, because then it would just go here. And then I would get the rook, I think. Does it matter which one of these rooks I move down? Oh, yeah, obviously not this one. Okay. Okay, now the king guards this rook currently. But if I do this check, this pawn is guarding those two squares. But then couldn't the king just move here? If it did, I would have a follow-up check. But if it moved here, I don't have a follow-up check, but I win the rook. So I think that's it. It's getting really complicated. Okay, so I win the rook. That's got to be it. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Looks like I got, even with the missing a puzzle, I went up about 29 points. So we'll continue this some other day. Thank you.